Hey, Tony here, Random Adventures 2.0. Where are we at? What are we doing? Well, where we're at, we're in the studio. Recently, I slipped on the ice, hurt my leg. I'm doing some rehab for it, some physical therapy, but also it was on my stroke side. So I wasn't able to get out and do a camp. I certainly wanted to this week. But what I did is I put together 3 winter camps. Maybe you are new to the channel and you haven't seen them yet. But we just hit 25,000. And thanks for being a part of it. So here's 3 camps. Why don't you start with this one right now? All right, here we go. Buckle up. Hey, Tony here at Random Adventures 2.0. What are we doing? I don't know. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I think we're gonna hammock hang right here. I think I got our spot. Man, it's cold. My fingers are frozen. But it's raining, we got sleet, and I think that's the perfect weather for a video, right? All right, so let me get the backpack off, and then I'll tell you more about where we're at and what we're doing. All right, here we go. So, honestly, the first thing I need to do is I need to get a tarp up, and I'm going to use that tree and that tree, and we're going to deploy those Hammock claws. But this time I'm not going to run a continuous line. I've actually got 2 separate ones to use so that we can attach one there and then one over here and then do it that way. All right, let me get that set up. All right, so I got the tarp up now. I did the single Hammock claws, 1 to each tree. I'm thinking I like the other way better with the continuous because I can tie the center of this tarp up. So you can see it's kind of sagging, and I should have got it up a little bit higher, but I want to keep the wind out because it's supposed to be like 10 degrees to 15 degrees, or not, mile-an-hour winds tonight. I think there's a 9 to 15 mile-an-hour winds. So it's going to be cold. I've got the flaps dropped down, but the only problem is I'm going to have to hit it every once in a while to keep getting all the snow off. And that's going to weigh it down as well if I don't do that. So I'm squatting down right now once I get my camp chair and the hammock set up. But I got the backpack underneath the tarp. I got it right here. And you can see it's all wet and snowy already. All right, so burn. So that snow's blowing in from the end here. So I should have set up a little bit different, but I can't move it now, so I'm stuck here. So I'm just gonna have to move my stuff down that way. But let's get that hammock hung up, and then we'll get our chair and all of our other stuff. But man, that wind is blowing. keep it up out of the snow, that's for sure. So Camera work's not going to be the greatest today. You can see a snow collecting on the top of the tarp. All right, so I'm using the cam jam here to get my hammock adjusted. All right, so I'm sitting in the hammock. So this rain jacket doesn't have any pockets, so I'm going to slide it down a little bit, stick my hands inside here. So I got the tripods kind of holding the tarp up there a little bit, so it's going to move around because as the wind blows it, the tarp moves. But yeah, oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. All right, but the hammock feels good. I might have to raise it up a little bit. I'm a little close to the ground, so yeah, definitely going to raise it up a bit, just a tad. If not, I don't want to be laying on the ground in the morning. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm not too far up in the mountain, but it's a nice group of pines right here. And like I said, it was icy getting up in here. I used the trekking poles, so thanks Johnny Torres for those trekking poles. They're working out great. They're sitting over there in the snow up against a tree. But I've got to get my hands warmed up, and then and I think a way to do that is once I get seated here for a little bit, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I got a new way to make coffee. So Emma Brown sent over a grinder and things. I'll show it to you here in a little bit. But let me get warmed up, and I'll bring you back on in a bit. Yeah, so once I get all set up with the chair and everything and I can sit down, then I can concentrate on getting warmer. But the big thing right now is to get camp set up, to get situated, get everything where I need it, to get ready to eventually do our cooking and then climb in bed. It's going to be an early night tonight because it gets dark at 4:30 and it's supposed to snow all night long. I thought it was going to be from snow and then turn into rain. So I'm a little surprised that it's actually snowing this long into the afternoon, but hey, we're in the mountain and we're at a higher elevation than where I had checked the weather at earlier. So, well, we might get snow all night long. That'll be interesting. All right, let me get this chair set up. All right, so we got the chair all set up. So you can see I've got the tarp, got the trekking pole holding the tarp up on this end, just to kind of give it a little slope so that everything doesn't collect in there. But let me get the table set up and then we'll start doing our other stuff. I got to pull the jacket, my puffy jacket in and get the rain cover. I want to get that over everything, especially the backpack, because there's snow that's, because of the wind, that's just kind of creeping in underneath the tarp, and it's getting all over my stuff. And when that melts, that's going to be wet. It's definitely going to be wet. But the sound of that snow just hitting that tarp's nice, 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 nice. We got time for sitting around later. We gotta get this table set up. All right. You just gotta stay diligent. But if it's snowing all night, man, we're gonna be doing that a lot. I could drop the sides down a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna get all of our pots and pans out because I gotta get to that coffee. And it's at the bottom of the bag because I packed that in last because I figured that's what we'd be having last, or needing last. So I've got an extra fuel tank. Not sure if we're going to need it. Yeah. And I got everything wrapped up in here, my schmog. And I think, position it better. All right. So one thing I'm going to do is probably get this baseball cap off and get my schmog on. At least to protect my neck, because I'm getting wind coming in. So I'll put the schmog on, I'll get my neck cap on that I usually sleep in, so I'll get that on, kind of get warmed up a bit. Maybe zip this up too. When it's cold, your fingers don't work. They get really tight. All right, let me get the schmog out. All right, I got my hat. Get that one off. Get the schmog on. Now I'm just going to use this as a scarf. So, get that wrapped around here like this, so I can pull it up across my face. All right. Get it tucked in here a little bit. I just want it around my neck and my ears a little bit. Give that a zip. Find the zipper. There it is. Fingers don't want to squeeze. All right. Yeah, and then get the knit hat on. All right. That's going to be a little warmer than that baseball cap. Oh, yeah, a lot warmer. Oh, because that wind's blowing, I tell you. It's blowing hard. Well, not hard, but it's been up to 15 miles an hour, I believe, blowing already. So let's get our coffee made, get some warm liquid in us. I got to get all these pots undone, and then might as well leave that out for our dinner too. So stick that in there, set this on the table, because that's where our burner is. It's down in there. And we've got a different kind of meal that we're going to make tonight, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. It's a new company that reached out to me. I showed it to you on this past Sunday Night Live. We talked about it, but I'll show you that here in a second. Let me get the rest of this done. Okay, so this is that travel mug that Emma Brown gave us. It's a French press, so I'm going to get this pulled out here. We got to grind our beans, but you can see it's a micro filter that goes in here. So you put the hot water in here. So we got our water going, and warm the hands up for a second. So you might notice there's not going to be a lot of camera work today. So just saying, there's not going to be a lot of moving to the camera and different things. But this is good training for being out in the elements on the Appalachian Trail. You know, if I do get a chance to hike that, I think this will be a good experience for that. Okay, so this is a measuring jar. This goes on the bottom side of this Vivint. So this is the Vivint, and this is a grinder. I got to put beans in there. So this screws onto the bottom to capture all of your grind. Now there's 6 different grinds that you can get off this. I don't know. I think I might have taken a picture of it because I was doing a thing going all 6 of them. But here's what the grinds look like at each one. I don't know how good it is. I forget if I did it or not. But yeah, so that just screws onto the bottom. But you can see the dial. that number 1, that's Turkish espresso. I do like that one, but I'm going to go to number 2, which is just espresso. So I've got to get the beans out, and we're storing all of our beans in here. She sent along this. Now, this was missed on Mail Monday because there was 4 items, but only 3 of them showed up. But look at this. Whole beans. So we're going to put those beans right into the top of our, and this is going to be a little tricky. About pour them into the top. Yeah, there we go. So we got them in the top. I thought it was going to be harder than what it was. All right, so then there's this crank right here. So this crank goes right on the top, just like that. Isn't that nice? So then what we do is we, this should warm me up. I got to get my thumb moving around to hold it. So look at that. So you crank it, and then you can see the grinds going in the bottom. All right, so we're gonna go up to about the 4, so that's gonna be a lot of grinding. That should warm me up. Now, if you go up to number 6, it's like probably 8 turns, and you'll have 4 tablespoons, because that's a real thick grind. But when we're doing espresso, it's real fine. So it looks like there's a lot in there, but there's not. Let's see if I can bang it down. So we're not even up to 1 teaspoon yet. We got a lot of cranking. But so there's the little coffee bean. I like eating them by themselves sometimes. So, oh yeah, we got 4 tablespoons there. So you just remove the jar right from the bottom of it, and then we're gonna pour that right into our travel mug. And we ground a little bit more than 2 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons, so that's fine. So now I've got that in there, and we're gonna pour our hot water in next, and then that's gonna sit for 3 minutes, and then we're gonna do the old press. So this is called press by Bobble. So P-R-E-S-S-E by Bobble. And I'll just pour the water in. Did I put the perfect amount of water in or what? Okay. So yeah, right there is that coffee. So all those grinds are in there. Then we take the top with that microfilter, and see how it's got that rubber band around it? We're just gonna place that right on top. Give it a little bit of a press down. All right. And then you can see that microfiber in there, or microfilter. It let a little bit of the bubbles up through, but we're gonna let that sit for a minute and do its thing. In about 3 minutes, we'll press it down, and then we'll be ready to drink it. All right, that's been sitting about 3 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a press down. And all the coffee's moving to the top. Oh yeah. And you get that the brown, like a froth that comes up on the top of it. From like a freshly ground bean, you get that that brown froth. I don't know what it's called, but there's a term for it. Press it down. Ah, man, does that look good? Let me show you. Yeah, so you can see it right there. Then there's this little rubber top right here. So this is a travel top. You just put that on the top of it and seal it down. That'll hold in the coffee and the heat. Ooh. So that's a neat little coffee maker. So it does a travel mug. Oh, that's hot. That's good. So I'm going to sit here. It is starting to slow down as far as snow goes, so that's a good thing. But I still hear it hitting the tarp. Clean that tarp off one more time here before we start cooking dinner. But yeah, what are we having though? Let me show you. it's a neat concept, and it's a fairly new, and I only say a new concept because they say join the backcountry cooking revolution, where it's not using a bag, like not cooking in the bag. It's actually cooking in a pot. So they actually have more than just this. They've got a bag of other stuff that you can add right to it. The idea is that it's a healthier meal, and we're gonna have this chicken coconut curry, and it is 550 calories. I'll show you some of those. I'll put pictures up different places while I'm talking about it here. But this is Right on Trek. So that's the name of the company, Right on Trek. You can see it right down there on the bottom from the picture. But it's next generation backcountry meals. Says it cooks fresh in 7 minutes. So I did bring a pot that we can cook it in rather than cooking in the bag, because that's what it's all about. That's what they're trying to do. And this says it will feed one tired, hungry explorer. Well, I'm not tired yet, but I am hungry, and I am an exploring. But I'm also cold, so that'll be good to get this cooking. So we'll get our spoon, get all that. We'll get our pot out and get our water going, and then yeah, we'll be eating. Like I said, give it a good slap every once in a while, get all the snow off. But I am going to have to get up and get that corner. All right. So we want to bring about 10 ounces of water to boil. It says on the instructions, so we're going to do that. And that's about what I got in this bottle. I think it might be 11, so I might stop it a little short. So I got a little bit left in there. Because we did our coffee. Now we're gonna bring that to a boil. It says bring that to a boil. Then what you want to do is add the meal. So you boil the water first, then you add the meal directly to the pot, and then we give it a stir, and then we wait a little bit. So I'm gonna finish reading the instructions. But first thing I got to do, I want to cover that pot. Yeah, okay, so here's the instructions. It says how to cook chicken coconut curry. It says bring to boil 10 ounces of water, turn down the heat, add the contents of the package into it, then cook for about 3 minutes, stirring occasionally, all right, and then enjoy. So, and then we've got to add all these to, which we'll do that after it cooks, but we're gonna first get our water boiling here for about 7 minutes, then we'll turn it down, and then we'll add our meal. So one of the things that I was reading about this meal is, rather than cooking it in the bag, you're gonna cook it in a pot. Now you're gonna have a pot to clean. That's probably one of my least favorite things, is to clean a pot, but it's a whole new revolution that's happening in the backpacking arena. So, and it is, sounds like they are mixing a lot of healthy ingredients in here too. I was reading down the list there, very good. So, yeah, I can't wait to taste it. All right, so I got this opened so you can see that there, and then they sent along a separate pack of chicken that's in there, along with one of those oxygen absorbers, so you should always remove that. That's not part of the meal. So, but look at that in there. Oh boy, that looks good. And then that's pretty cool that they pack the chicken separately, and they give a nice little portion there too of chicken. Usually the stuff's just mixed in with it and you don't really see it. So you can see I moved the pot, moved it down closer to the ground because I ended up knocking it over from the table there when I was checking it. All right. Yeah, this is a kind of a big pot for on top of this little burner here, so I'm gonna hang on to it while it boils. Yeah, I've got that other burner. I was gonna bring that one instead of this little one here. I was gonna bring that one, that old Kraken day that got us. That one fires up, and it's got a bigger platform to set things on. Especially knowing I was gonna be cooking this meal in this pot, I should have probably brought that one along. Yep. I think we're almost boiling. Yeah, it's steaming. Steaming, but not boiling yet. Soon, soon. Alrighty, so we just added all of the chicken coconut curry, everything that was in this first pack here, right into the bowl. Let me give you a look-see in there. All right, so we have already stirred it once. We're gonna stir it again. It says to stir occasionally. All right, so it's pretty much done. I just gotta add those cashews. They got cashews. What else they got in here? They got a little packet of peanut butter. I'm gonna put that in there too. And they got a little packet of hot sauce. And it's all in this little Ziploc bag that comes with it. Let me get that. Can't get it out. Yeah, and a little hot sauce. So we're gonna put all that in there before we take our first bite. Alright, so the last things is this salted cashews. So we'll pour them in too. Alright, and then we'll stir it all up and we'll give it a try. So it says it's made in small batches in their facility, and it's all on the package. I think I'll put the picture up again. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I just gotta get this. My feet are cold. All right. All right, so it's in there. Let me get it all stirred up. As cold as it is out. Let's see if it cooled it off enough for me to take my first bite. All right. Well, right off the bat, it smells very good. Now, these are a little bit more expensive than the Mountain House meals. Not that much more, though. But one of the things I was thinking is, if I go out and I'm going to put the effort into going out, hey, and when I eat, I'm going to eat something good. All right, so we'll see how good this is. This is the chicken coconut curry. See those cashews, that chicken, them cashews. Oh, that looks good. Very, very good. All right. Okay, that's good. Coconut, I can taste. I can taste the coconut. Definitely the cashews, the peanut butter. The chicken, I just got a chunk of chicken. Oh boy. That cashew adds a neat little flavor to it. You'll be chewing the rice and stuff, and then all of a sudden you'll hit a cashew. It's like, bam! Good. All right. I'm going to work on eating this. And before it gets dark, I want to get this in me. Really, it's warming me up already. I'm starting to feel it. All right. Good thing. Yeah, more so rain than snow now. So it's coming down, but it's not real hard. But it's supposed to do this all night long. So we're pretty good here under the tarp. Like I said, I think once it turns to rain and all rain, it'll slide off of our tarp a little better. Just the snow was sticking on it, and I had to bang it every once in a while. But for the most part, it's good. It's good. All right. So it's definitely getting dark. I got to pull everything in, make sure it's not going to get wet. It's feeling like the wind's calming down a little bit, so I hope that's the case. Alrighty, so yeah, that right on trek was a really good meal. I liked that. So you can see it's getting very dark, or not very dark, but it's starting to get dark. So I'm gonna have to pull out the Olido bulb, but I've got to get things cleaned up here and start packing stuff away so I don't leave it lay around. So kind of do a little bit of camp chores. All right, talk to you in a bit. Alrighty, so it's starting to slow down. I'm feeling rain though, so I've still got this raincoat on. So look at those pines, really pretty. But right back in there is where we're at. So there's our hammock and our tarp. So we're just inside these pines. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Man, I love snow. I love ice. I just don't particularly like being cold. All right, so let's make our way back into camp. So you can see I've got things set up in there pretty good. There's our chair at the one end. The wind was coming from this side over here and blowing in. So I ended up moving everything over this way. You can see our tarp sagging in the middle. I'm gonna have to do something about that. But I think the water will run down and come off. I saw it dripping off the end here. But yeah. All right. So, burn. I can't wait to crawl into the hammock. Get warm. My feet are cold. Yeah. So you can see I'm actually not laying down in the hammock right now. I'm sitting up. My head would go, I think I'm going to sleep with my head at that end and then my feet at that end later. But I do have the top quilt over my knees and over top of my upper part of my body. Got my hands underneath of it getting warm. But you can see it's definitely darker. So sunset was at 4:30 something. But now I'm sitting in the hammock just relaxing. Yeah. And you can hear the rain and snow wintry mix hitting the tarp. That's always a good sound. Boy, that puts you to sleep fast. I'm gonna be quiet for a second so you can hear it. Yeah, that's nice. So you can see I got the hat on. I got the schmog up around my chin, my neck. I still have the raincoat on because that does have a hood on it too. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and leave this on instead of getting the puffy and putting it on. I can just zip this raincoat up. And this raincoat is nice and warm too. So yeah, not that any rain's gonna come in, but there's still a breeze. There's still a breeze coming through, and yeah. That's nice. Sounds good. Every once in a while, I just lift up on the tarp. Bang it. Yeah, so it's all good. All right, so I think I'm going to sit up for about another hour. There's a couple things that I want to check out on YouTube here. There's a couple of my friends put out some videos, so I'm going to check those out and see what everybody else is doing. All right, I'll bring you on in a little while. See ya. Alrighty, so I'm climbed into the hammock. So I'm laying in here. It's still raining, a snow mix. It's about 9:45. So I'm going to go ahead and get some shut eye for a while, and if anything happens throughout the night, I'll bring you on. But I'll probably get up at least once in the middle of the night and let you know what's going on. All right, lights out. Alrighty, so you can see. Working the phone and the light and everything, and it's a little tough sometimes so you can see me. But all right, so I've been sleeping for about 4 hours. So I think last time was 9:45. Yeah. So as you can hear, it's still raining, or a wintry mix. I just got up a little while ago and I hit that tarp again. It was starting to build up a little bit with some that freezing rain. So it's all clear. All right, back to bed. All right, later. Yeah, it's still that wintry mix. Yeah, it's gonna be fun packing up in the morning. Yeah, you can hear it hitting the tarp. Oh, it's sagging down. I got a big puddle there. Yeah. Every once in a while, got to do that just to get it all emptied out. Yeah, I figured before I climb back in the hammock, I'd show you how the snow is. I got it all brushed off now, but boy, it was really weighing it down. I got it tied to the tree over there. I just dropped it down to a lower branch, but that's underneath, and you can see I got the trekking pole on the chair just holding up the middle there. But yeah, we got a good slope on this side, but I wasn't expecting it to snow this much more, but it's really snowing. It's starting to come down. Cold. All right, I gotta get back in there. Sorry about the camera shaking. I was just out working on the tarp. I dropped the sides down because it started snowing again, and the tarp was really getting weighed down. Even if I had it sloped, it'd be sticking to it. Yeah. Now I got the trekking poles holding up on that side. Yeah, but I gotta get warm. I gotta get back in this hammock and get under this top quilt. All right, talk to you later. See ya. Yeah, not good. It's a steady, steady, steady rain, and while I was sleeping, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that end of the hammock is wet. And that's right where my shoulders were. So it's a good thing I left this rain jacket on because, well, maybe not, but it kept me from getting wet. But yeah. So the tarp, I got it fixed now, but it sank down my little tripod, or my trekking pole. It fell off of the chair and that let that end drop. It's because it got too much water and it pulled up and dropped down. So yeah, this tarp is a little short for this hammock, I think. But yeah, but that's wet there. It's 6:20 right now, 6:25. Yeah. So a lot of just steady rain. It's mostly rain now. It's not snow. But yeah, I was gonna get up this morning and I brought eggs. Let me turn you around. Yeah, let's turn this off. One more. Yeah. Where's my old light? Yeah, I still got my headlamp on. Yeah, I brought eggs. I brought some other stuff to make for breakfast, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna tear down as soon as it gets light enough, and then head out. This thing here is just soaked. I don't even want to lay back down in it, just because I don't want to get wet. Because wet and cold, not a good combination. But if I was out, I'd have to deal with it. You know, if I was out for several days, I'd have to deal with this. Figure it out. But fortunately, I'm only out tonight. And it's morning already. I've got about an hour until sunrise. All right, so I'll bring you back on in a bit. All right, so I got my pack cover over my chair because my chair got a little wet too throughout the night. Just the mist, fog, the dampness, everything just blew underneath it here. It would have gotten me wet anyhow. Probably not as wet as that leak from the tarp. But I've had this hand warmer for a couple hours now, and maybe since about 3 o'clock I cracked it open, and I've had it in my pocket. It's been working good, and yeah, I'm sitting down here. You can see I got the hammock all packed up, and the under quilt and the top quilt's all in the bag. The only thing I got yet is the tarp, but I'm going to wait until it gets a little lighter out. It's getting pretty light now, but still got a little bit of time yet. My hands are cold, so I'm warming them up. Just going to sit here for a bit. Thought about making some coffee, but nah. I'm just ready to get out of here as soon as I can and get packed up. It's been enjoyable. That sounded. It's been enjoyable. No, it has been pretty fun. So it's neat to experience different climates and see how you handle it, right? So I don't want to call this a fail, but now I know what to do when it's raining. I'd be a little bit more cautious with the tarp. Make sure it's got slopes, the drip lines, that if it lets loose and it comes down, it's not going to leak into the hammock. Because if I had to go for days, just knowing the weather right now, I wouldn't be able to dry it out. No, it's not good. Yep. So I'm learning. All right. So I'll tear this down in a little bit, the tarp, and then we'll talk right before we head out. All right. See you in a bit. All right, so I'm all packed up, all ready to go. I got to buckle this strap here, but hey, I want to say thanks a lot for coming along. I am cold with my hands, boy, putting that tarp away. It's all wet and icy, so I got to take that home and get it all dried out. All right, so hey, you know what time it is. Let's score that music. All righty, so thanks a lot for coming along. Remember, it's just one adventure at a time, and Tony 2.0 out. All right, we'll see ya. Brr, that was cold. So that one was a while back. I think that one was in 2022. So, well, if you're ready, let's take a look at this second one. This one's cold too. This one was a cold start, but it ended up turning to rain. Well, here it is. All right, let's get started. Here's number 2. Tony here, Random Adventures 2.0. Alrighty, what are we doing? Well, we're gonna be camping here overnight. Yep, and the reason being is we got snow. As you can see, it was snowing pretty hard just a little bit ago, but now it's slowing down and it's gonna slowly transition to sleet and then rain. So why not a better time, right? So Alpine Warrior had gotten me a 1 Tigris tarp. So I plan to use that today, and I've got to get that set up here pretty quick before it rains. But snow's coming off the hemlocks. So I think it's going to be fun. All right. So, yeah, and we also got the hammock that's different. So we got a different hammock, and we're going to use the O-Life under quilt and top quilt. So we got a lot going on. I got to get this backpack off. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah. So this tree I'm liking. I don't know if I'm going to go with this tree and that one over there or that one over there. I don't know. I got to get this backpack off, and then we'll figure that out. So what I did here is I just ran my paracord from tree to tree. That's going to be my ridge line for my tarp. I wanted to get one underneath of it because we're expecting so much rain later, and also the snow coming down off. I don't want to just tie the tarp up with the ends or run the ridge line across the top because I don't want any bowing like I've had in the past. This is my first attempt at this tarp, so I don't know. We'll see if this is the best way, but I'm kind of thinking I might do a couple press it knots to do the tarp. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna check it out. All right, so I've got this S clip here, and then I've got a little piece of that Kevlar, and I'm just gonna put that on. I'm going to leave this little piece of paracord on the end just so I can see it. But I'm going to get that tied on here. And we're going to do a Persic knot. I think that's what it's called. It helps if you're a little taller. So with these, you just go around 3 times with the one end, and then you're going to pull it through. And then that allowed you to slide stuff. Get this little hook off. Get it on the other one. All right. So the idea is you can slide this up and down like this, but when there's tension on it, look at that. It's tight. So we're going to hang our tarp with the snake skin that Dennis got us. Well, let me pull you down here so I can see you. All right, so we're gonna grab the snake skin with the new 1 Tigris tarp in it, and we're gonna hang it up between those 2 hooks and pull it tight. All right, here we go. You can see the S hook that I've got, and then it just goes up, and then that's the Persic knot. It's hard to focus. I don't know if that'll focus on that or not. But anyhow, there you go. So like I said, it just slides, but then if you give it a tug, Look how that cinches down. Ah, that's nice. All right, let's get our tarp up. So I went ahead and unraveled all that. I didn't have you on because I actually fell and hurt my hand a little bit. So I tripped over that log right there. All right, so I went ahead and got the tarp over top of the ridge line, and I pulled that tight. Now I got a cam jam on the other end down there. I'll show you that in a little bit, but that's how I can pull it nice and tight. So it was sagging a little bit. I'd give that a little cinch, and then it's right up top. So now with the cords, I went ahead and put cords on at least 4 of corners. And what I did is I wrap it my way so that I never get any tangles. Let me show you that. All right. So as you can see, I've got little ends on these tarps. So I just run guy line, and then I just get here and I just pull it right out and just unravel it. There you go. So you'll see it at the end here. All right, you can see it's just folded over. So all as I did was I just folded over, make a little hole right here. All right, and then I just run my line the whole way up around. Usually I double it, so I run this guy line all the way up, run it through, and then I just stick the end through this hole. And then when I pack it away, when I get here, it looks like this. And it's all ready to deploy. I just pull this string out through this hole and then just unravel the tarp. Pretty cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Oh, no tangles. No tangles. So I'll unravel this one. We're going to run that one out over to that tree. But I got to find a spot for this one here. We might have to go to the ground because, like I said, it's going to be raining later. So I'll get this all pitched out the way that I want it. Like I said, it's going to take me a minute because I've never done this one Tigris before, but so far I'm liking it. So also I keep attached all these little pegs right to the end, right with the snake. I keep it all together. So let's see, let's run this out over here. Hopefully I can push this into the ground. Nice little clip here to fasten it with. So I like that. And it just snaps down so we get that nice and tight. So in the pegs are real sturdy pegs. I like that. another steak. So like I said, these steaks that come with this, they're nice and solid. They're nice and, oh, they're good. Good steaks. Very heavy. Heavy. Like it. So we are still getting snow. It's still coming down. And then we're getting it off the trees as well. So when we get our tarp completely set up, boy, that's going to be nice. Yeah, and just pull this guy line nice and tight. I like it. And then it's got a little lock. Perfect. Oh, man. I keep tripping over that little branch. All right. All right, let's get the other end. You know what? I kind of like this. A big tarp. I'm liking this. So I could probably tie these two pieces together here. I think the hammock would run through there. Well, if it gets too cold, maybe I'll try that. But I'll get this other corner's done. Already liking it. Yeah, I'm liking this. Now, I could probably put a trekking pole out across there too. Yeah, stake to the other side. Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful. Boy, that's nice. I have never been able to get that other tarp even close to being like this. That is great. And I've got so many more tie outs. So I believe I counted 19 spots that I can tie up on this hammock. So I've got this one out that way a little high with a slope going down, because when it starts raining later, I want the water to run to at least that far corner and not here, and then maybe come through the tent site or hammock site. All right. Okay. That's that. Now for the hammock. I've never set this hammock up. Dennis sent me the hammock. It's a Eagle Nest double nest. Eagle Nest Outfitters, and it's a double. So it's gonna be fun. Okay, so you can see on this side I've got 3 tie outs, and I ended up dropping this corner right here down only because the snow that's coming off these hemlocks is just heavy. So I thought I better drop it down like this so that it slides off easier. All right, let me get the hammock out. All right. So this is the Eagle Nest Outfitters hammock, and it's got buckles. So I did set it up in the studio. I was gonna take a picture of it. I had screws in the wall and ran it, you know, I couldn't fully set it up, but I at least hung it to kind of see what all was in here. But Dennis sent a fully geared up hammock. So it's got the straps and the buckles. It's in this little bag. So I got the dry bag, get the hammock out. So it is really nice. Now, Dennis did send the bug net, and you saw that on Mail Monday. But he did send the bug net along with it. But we're not going to use the bug net. I don't think there's going to be any bugs or spiders out here today. But like I said, he said this goes around the tree, the buckle, and he's provided a little strap. He says sets up in seconds. Well, minutes. But it sets up quick. So I'm going to unscrew this carabiner, get it around the tree, and walk it over there to the other side. Oh, that snow coming down off there. Oh, that's a lot of snow up there in those trees. Yeah. Save myself. Now I picked two trees that were pretty darn far apart, so it's gonna take me a second to get this going. So with these buckles on the end, you just kind of pull them and give them a quick snug, and you can adjust it between the trees. So I've got a nice vestibule here down at this end that got the hammock up. So I think I could adjust the tarp just a little bit in one direction, and that's the nice thing with those sliding knots. I can slide the whole tarp down that way if I wanted to. But so far, I'm thinking this is pretty good. Yeah. See what this feels like. Oh, look at this ridge line. Nice. And then this one wind to hold some gear in here. Oh, this is nice. That came from Dennis as well. So finally I got a ridge line that I can hang it up on. Nice. Ah. Oh yeah, so this is a double. So I get slid down here. Okay. That's neat. So I'm just going to give us sit. Oh, nice. So I've got this really strung out. Oh. But boy, is this comfortable. I don't want to swing my boots up in here, but yeah, boy, I'm glad we got this tarp up. Glad we got it all set up. And so I got to get the underquilt out and get that set up next. All right, so you can see I just got my vest on right now, only because I was working and I'm getting warm, but you can see down here in the snow. See all those little drops? Well, those are raindrops and stuff because it's starting to turn to rain, so I've got to make sure there's some water drops running down the tarp. All right, so I've got the tarp set up, and I've got the hammock and the underquilt, so this is going to be home for tonight. All right, so you can see I got the backpack there. I do have my old tarp that I could put on the ground. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'm probably just going to go ahead and set the chair up over here, and maybe we'll start cooking. All right. Yeah, so I brought along the O-Life top quilt. So I'm going to throw that in the hammock here, and then I'm going to work on that chair. All right. There we go. Now, I didn't bring the sand cover because the ground's pretty frozen, so my feet on the chair won't sink into the ground. So I decided just to cut weight. I would leave that at home because there was a couple more things that I wanted to bring out with me today that were a little bit more important to have. Like I've got, even though I brought that O-Life top quilt, I brought my other one just in case, because I know how that one works in the weather. And I don't want to be stuck out here freezing with a top quilt that doesn't work. So, alrighty. So there's our chair. So it's nice just to sit here and, like I said, listen to the rain on the tarp. There's a lot of snow coming down off these trees. I'm glad I got this tarp up when I did. I'm still getting a little bit of pooling of water on this one end because I have the trekking poles just holding up this corner a little bit just for right now. Yeah, as much as they're calling for rain, I think we're not gonna see any snow come morning. I think it's just all gonna melt. It's gonna be a wet mess. So, like I said, this is a good test for the tarp. And like I said, I had that trip last week in that snow, and I was a little ill prepared for that. Yeah, not that it didn't go okay, but it could have been better. Now today, so this is a different story. So definitely got, starting out with snow, now getting into rain. That's another experience, right? All right. So I'm going to finish getting this table set up, and then I got to boil some water for some coffee. Yeah, I know, it's, I'm saying, come on, spring. Yeah, I don't care for winter. I don't like being cold. But, yeah. Oh, man, I would love to be out in Arizona right now. That I would. So we're going to set our table up right here in front of us. That way we can get you positioned right. That way we can do all of our cooking right here. I've got some ramen noodles and some different stuff to cook. Yeah, I had planned on making a fire, but then when I heard it was going to rain, I didn't think I'd have any firewood. But I could have probably, while it was snowing yet, I could have pulled dead branches off of the tree. Next time. Get all the legs out. So you saw this one on Mail Monday. Old Crack-A-Dated sent me this flamethrower. So I brought it out because I want to use this one to cook with today. And I'm thinking it's going to heat up water pretty quick with that. All right. Oh, and that's got a nice base. Sets that pot right on it. Yeah, you can see my breath. All right, let's get some water made for our coffee. Oh, there she goes. So this is supposed to have a little wind baffle on it. Supposedly windproof. Warm them hands up. Oh. Hot, hot. Yep. Got a pine needle floating around in there. We don't want any pine needle tea. Not yet. We're having coffee. Some things don't change. I'm having coffee with this. Emma Brown got me this French press. Oh, I've been drinking it every day. Every day. Man, that water's boiling fast. Man, that is a turbo burner. Whew. It's nice, that heat too. All right, so I already got the beans in here. I just gotta crank it and grind up some more beans, and then get that in the pour it into the cup. Now we're going with the number two, which is espresso. So we're gonna go with that number 2, and we'll get that poured into the cup. Then we'll pour our water. That water's already boiling. That was fast, 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 fast. Yeah, let me show you. I just turned that on. I don't want it boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. All right, finish cranking these beans. Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. So then we just screw the bottom off. Smells good. Look at all them grinds in there. So like I said, that's on number 2. We're just gonna pour that right in the cup, right in this travel mug. Ooh, I put a lot in there too. That's gonna be nice and strong. All right. Got that little rubber grips on there. And we're just going to pour that, get that close to the top. Oh, right about there. And then we're going to let it sit for about 3 minutes. And then we'll push it down. But there's the rubber gasket on there. Nice. We're going to let that sit for 3 minutes. So far, so good. So far, so good. Looks like everything's staying dry. Water's running off the tarps. The tarp. You see it's definitely running right off the tarp. So that's a good thing. Yeah. And it was a winter wonderland. Now it's going to be a winter swampland. All right. Whew. Pretty soon I'm going to have to put my knit hat on because there is a breeze a-blowing. So, got my food bag here. So, you can see pistachios in there and some chicken bone broth, some olives, some ramen noodles. So, let me get this unzipped. I already did. Oh, and we're going to throw some. This is a rice ramen noodle. All right, gonna put that in there. Put one of these ramen noodles in. So that's that brown rice and millet flour. So we'll do that. Then John from down in Louisiana, he sent us some Louisiana products, and one of them is this Louisiana salt-free Louisiana Cajun seasoning. So that's going to go in the pot. All right. And then what do we got here? So yeah, some olives. That one day we went to the car lot and I put them olives in there. That was good. So we got that. And then I am going to put these pistachios. So we're going to put these pistachios in. So we're going to get everybody mixing. So we're going to do that in this pot here. So we're going to cook it right in the pot. So I know usually I do it in a bag, but I want to boil some water. Do it right in the pot. We got that burner right here. Very nice. So our coffee's almost done. So I might drink that a little bit, warm up before I start this, start dinner. It's starting to get a little dark. All right. Yeah. All right. So I just opened this chicken bone broth. Chicken bone broth. I got some of the powder on my lips and it tasted good. So I am going to go ahead and pour that into the pot. I think I'm going to add this stuff periodically, but I want to get that in there because that is, you know, a nice broth. All right. So, like I said, my coffee's done. I got to get that going here, but I do want to get this water boiling. So while we're drinking our coffee, I was thinking about it. If I can get this boiling and going while we're eating or while we're drinking our coffee, this will be good. So, put the rest of it in there. You can't have too much liquid right now, that's for sure. Because once that gets hot, if that's too soupy, that's all right with me. Because we'll just drink that broth. It'll be nice and warm. Yeah. Tarp's holding up good. I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. All right. Fire this baby up again. Our old crack-a-dated burner. Now it has an electronic starter on it, but I'm just using the lighter. Ooh, that's coming down. Aha! Got my spoon! Boy, that chicken bone broth smells good. It's going to really cook fast. This is that brown rice noodle and millet, or brown rice and millet noodles. Now, this one is a rice ramen also. And this might have a flavor packet in it. I've never had one of these. I'm just going to crush it up a little bit. A flavor packet in it. So, I'm going to dump these in there. So this is made with organic rice. You can see there's a little bit different of a color on them. So they're more of a greenish color. And I am gonna taste this packet because I'm not sure what all's on here. I just want to see what it tastes like. So I'm gonna crack it open. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with my plan. And I am going to put this Cajun seasoning in it. Because I already know what this tastes like. And John, this is good. Good stuff. So this is salt free too, so even though I'm putting a lot in, it's salt free. So that's a good thing. Oh yeah. You can get it right to the pour spout and pour it in instead of sprinkle it in. So I was pouring. Get that back in the bag so I don't lose it. Yeah, so we got that flame turned way down there. Clean up my trash. All right. Throw the lid on that. It is really boiling quick. It's steaming a lot, but then again, it is cold out here. But I'm going to regulate this with this little knob and get this down to the lowest I can go without it turning off. Because I just want this to simmer for a minute. Get that lid on. Okay, now for our coffee. All right, you can't see in there. Yeah, you can't. But I am gonna push this down. When that's gonna be hot. Ah, look at that. Ooh. That is good. I'll tell you, there's nothing like a fresh ground bean. Nothing like it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, this has been one crazy year, right? So, we're almost done with it. It's going to be New Year's Eve in a couple days. So you're seeing this on Thursday night, and come Saturday night, we're going to be doing the ball drop at the instead of Sunday Night Live, it's going to be Saturday Night Live at the studio. So we're going to do that. But this is, like I said, it's been a pretty crazy year, and I want to thank you for coming along. Yeah, I mean, in March we had our stroke, and we're still on the mend from that. We're still recovering, but hey, we're still getting out and doing stuff, right? And I'm just really thankful that I can. So, boy, that's smelling good. Yeah, but I want to, if you've hit like, if you've commented, if you hit subscribe, and you've become a part of the 2.0 family, I want to thank you. If you just watch and never hit like or never comment or anything like that, I still appreciate you. Really do. Yeah, I don't know what 2023 is going to hold, but I'm looking forward to it. It's got to be better than 2022 for me. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that meal's smelling good. I'm going to take a quick look at it, stir, things like that. All right. Bring it back on in a minute. I think the noodles are still a little bit hard yet on the one that we put in second. But I think, oh, look at that burner burning. Boy, that makes you think of heat and feel good. Oh. So I am going to go ahead and add the olives. So these are olives, green olives with garlic. All right, you saw that on Mail Monday. Yeah, and Alpine Warrior sent these along. So they are already pitted, and we're just gonna drop them right in the pool. No warning, just right in. Just drop them in there. Oh, still one in there. Oh yeah, you can see them olives floating around in there. So I'm gonna get that back up on the onto the heat and just keep cooking that for a little bit. Yeah, them noodles are just a little bit hard yet. So one of the other things that I'm going to put in there is these pistachios. Oh, throwing them on the floor. every time the water runs off these tarps, it's like, shh. Makes me look, because it sounds like somebody's coming, but nobody should be coming. There's a parking lot right down there, but I don't think with that snow that was on the road, and it snowed so fast, and they hadn't really been running the plow yet. I was fortunate to be able to get down here before it really got heavy and hard, but yeah. Nice. Okay, so we got our pistachios. So I am going to throw the pistachios in right now and get them in there too. And I think that's all of it. That might be everything that we brought. I got breakfast, but I think that's it. Yep, that's everything. Yep, there's nothing else to put in there. So I didn't bring any tuna or anything like that. Like I said, just kind of going a little simple and healthy on that with that Cajun spice. I can't wait to taste that. Oh, that coffee's good. Yeah. Let me turn it around so you can see. Alright, so there's our soup. Yep. So it is warm. You know, probably the reason I decided to cook it in the pot is because on that last, not the last video, well, the last video I did that backpacking meal, right on track. That was a really neat meal. Where you cooked it in a pot instead of in a bag. And then the week before, I had that Mountain House meal that I stuck up my shirt and it ended up almost became a bear lick overnight because it leaked and it leaked all over my shirt. And I thought, you know what? I put it in my shirt to keep me warm. But I'm huddled over this soup right now. I'm glad I put a lot of water in it because I'm going to drink that. I've still got some coffee left, but oh, that smells good. Yeah, that bone broth in there, you can really smell that. Like I said, I've got those pistachios in there. Like I said, it's a pretty interesting combination with that Cajun spices on there, but we'll see how it tastes. Get a little spoonful. So I'm going to go right in with the noodles and an olive. Bam! Wait, maybe I can't say that. Somebody else says that. Oh, what can I say? I don't know. It is good. It's good. Yeah. So on there you can see the pistachios. That is delicious. So we got that Cajun spice. That is good. John, thank you. That's all the way from Louisiana. So that's good stuff. Yeah, that is really good. So rice ramen noodles and that other stuff we put in there. I think that's going to be a good good go-to from here on out. It is hot. It's nice and warm too. Yeah, I think I'm okay with washing this pot out if it's going to keep me warm. That's for sure. I don't know how hard it's supposed to rain, but when I look at the weather report, it's just every hour it's like 98%, 100%, 89%, 99%, 97%, every hour on the hour up through tomorrow. Now, tomorrow evening. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out here today, because you know, it's warming up a little bit, but we've got a serious cold front coming through where it's only going to be 2 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius, Fahrenheit. So I think 8 degrees is the next night Fahrenheit. So that's what, negative 13 Celsius. So, man, that's going to be some sub-zero cold, you know, on the Celsius side. But 2 degrees. But, you know, there's places around here in the mountain that'll drop below what it says it's going to be. It'll be less. And I'm not set up to do that type of weather. Maybe in the car. Maybe we do a car camp. So what? Minus, I can put on the thumbnail, minus 26 degrees Celsius. Oh yeah. No, it'll be -2 though. That's crazy. That's cold. That's definitely cold. All right. So I'm gonna sit here, eat this. I guess enjoy the sounds of the rain on the tarp. No, that is relaxing. Definitely is. Man, look at all the moss on the trees. This is a nice spot. Yeah, that wind is definitely picking up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more of this in there. This stuff's good. It definitely is. And it's spicy too. It's not too spicy, but you can taste the spice in it. Now, he also sent a black pepper and white pepper Cajun seasoning, which I'll be using on another video, but only one at a time. Can't do too many. But I also I had a bottle. Did I bring that? Also brought a bottle of Tabasco sauce. I love Tabasco sauce. But mix this around. Oh yeah. I definitely kicked it up a notch. So adding a little bit more of that just gave it another little bit of flavor that I am enjoying. It's nice that it's raining now instead of when it's dark. Because if it started raining, it was dark, and I'm not used to this tarp. we could have a scenario like last week when the tarp let loose at the one end and all the water got into the hammock. Now remember I said I didn't think that tarp was really very long enough for that hammock. And it wasn't compared to this one. This one's a 13 by 10 tarp. And I've got it probably within about 8 inches on that end. But man, I've got, gosh, 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 feet on this end. Yeah, I could have set up over there a little bit, and, still been underneath the tarp good, but I'm like right in the middle. Well, a little off the set from the middle, but I've got the trekking poles right there holding it up so I can see down through the mountain. And yeah, I'm just anxious to see what this is going to look like in the morning. Like I said, we're supposed to get rain all night. I know I keep saying that. So I am still eating. Now I had these gloves in my pocket. These ones. These are those polypropylene gloves. When your fingers are cold, they don't move right into the spots. But I didn't want to get these wet, so I kept them in my pocket. But now that I'm sitting and I'm just eating, we can do that. Now, the gloves that I wore in, you saw me, those black gloves, that's a rubber glove that actually I was using. Probably the first time you saw, or the only time you saw me using that would be about last December, when I was at, about this time, maybe a week earlier, I was at a creek gold panning, and I had them gloves on. And we had some pretty rough weather, but that was a nice little spot. Gold pan. I actually got some, what do you call that? Petrified wood. I'll have to show that on Sunday Night Live or something like that one of these days. But yeah, I got petrified wood and some other really neat minerals out there. And I did get a speck of gold that day. Couple specks, but that's that rock bottom creek that is filled. When your hands are cold, it's hard to get gloves on. I don't have them quite pulled up enough, but they're gonna have to do for now because I gotta finish this. All right, bring it back on in a bit. All right, so dinner was good. That was actually really, really delicious. I wish you could have tasted that, but hey, try it sometime. All right. So nice thing with that travel mug, kept that coffee warm. All right. So one of the things that I found out, gloves. I cannot do stuff with gloves on. All right. So when I say I can't do things, I can't operate my record and camera work. So that's why I always say, oh, I can't do my camera work. But I think I found a solution. So I can touch the button and it doesn't turn it off. So a little while ago, after I put the gloves on, I'm like, man, turn off. I'm doing like this, and finally I'm like, that's it. I'm not taking my gloves off right now to turn this phone off. So I grabbed the tripod and I pulled it up to my face, and I hit my nose on the stop. And to start this recording, I hit it on the camera, my nose, the tip of my nose. It's like a finger, I guess. Tip my nose, started the recording, and then set it down. So I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna use my nose and then turn it back on. Yeah, that's funny. You can use your nose. So tip of the day: if you have gloves on and you cannot work your phone, Don't spend the money on those expensive gloves that allow you to touch the screen. Nah, use your nose. Oh, the Canadian beaver. Follow your nose. All right, I'm going to turn it off again. This is fun. Yeah, I'm standing underneath a hemlock here, but I walked away from the hammock and canopy tarp and everything so I can do a little bit of a pan here and show you what the site looks like. But there's where we're hanging. Yeah, that looks like a nice rock down there in the woods, right straight ahead there. Pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of hemlocks on this hill, on this mountainside. Yeah, but yeah, you can still hear the rain. Like I said, I don't know how steady it's supposed to be, but it's steady. Or how hard it's supposed to be, but it's definitely steady. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to hear any deer or anything like that in the woods because of the snow. It always dampens their footsteps on the leaves because all the leaves are covered. And you can see right here where I'm standing, it's a nice spot under some hemlocks where it's not real snowy and it tapers out. All the snow that should be where I'm standing up in the tree. So there's some big hemlocks. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the little patches. Yeah, that wind's definitely picking up. Definitely picking up. Yeah. Yeah. So I have my hand in my pocket. So I didn't use my nose to turn it on this time. I got my finger out. But yeah, you can see the winds are blowing. Yeah, I don't want to get too wet standing out here, so I'm going to get back under our tarp. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So right there's where we're at. Yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Probably isn't showing it as much, but in the phone, because the phone adjusts the lighting pretty good. But it's getting dark out, and I'm thinking I better get set up here with my hat on. And oh, I got a second pair of them gloves. I got them, had them tucked in the hat, so that if these ones got wet, I would have a second pair. So I'm going to tuck them back in my jacket pocket and get this knit hat on. I got this. Boy, I should have put that on a long time ago. Oh, makes a big difference. Big difference. Yeah, put the hat on too. Yeah, but so I've got to locate my headlamp. I think it's in here. It's in the bag. I think up on the top. So I get my headlamp on. I got to get the schmog around my neck so that we can get prepared, because when it gets dark, we're gonna sit up for a while, but eventually we'll get into bed and go to sleep. I just keep looking around, make sure I got it everything pulled in. Still raining. Yep. Yeah, so I'm using the flame bottle there to heat my hands up just a little bit. I had put this in the lock mode where you hold down the button, both sides at the same time, and it blinks red, and then it blinks red again, then it's locked. So I locked it so it doesn't kick on in your backpack. All right? Well, keep in mind, when your hands are cold, it's hard to to push down on things. I tried for 20 minutes to unlock that my headlamp. Not that I think I'll need it, but hey, I need it unlocked just in case I do. So I actually turned on this heater to heat my hands up enough that I could manipulate my fingers on those little buttons. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea to put it in lock mode. I usually carry it in a container that doesn't allow it to kick on anyhow. So yes, I have got the Olight bulb ready for when we climb in the hammock. But make sure that works. Yep. Get it bright. All right. So there we go. So I got my headlamp on, got my schmog around my neck. Oh, that feels good. So I'm just wearing it like a scarf. I should turn off this gas bottle, but that feels good on my hands. Yeah. Good old flame torch. All right. Yeah, I've got that turned down to low. Just heating my hands up just a bit, and then I'm going to turn it off. All right, yeah, I think we're good. Alrighty. Still giving off some heat. Ah, nice. There was a vehicle just came down into that lower parking lot there and spun around. I don't know if it was a plow or what, but you can see its light blinking down there. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lower parking lot there, and just saw a vehicle come in and turn around and go back out. It was a pretty large vehicle. I was thinking it might be a snow plow, but I didn't hear the plow down, so I'm not really sure. But I'm sure they'll come in here eventually. So I got my Olight bulb attached to that propane tank, because that's metal, so it's magnet on the back. But I'm just sitting here editing and trying to get my feet warm. So I know once I get in the hammock, my feet will get warmer. But till then, I want it to be a little darker out before I climb in there, because with it getting dark early, makes for a long night. All right, talk to you soon. I tell you, I've been sitting in this hammock. This is nice and comfortable. Well, I gotta keep the light out. Get back under here. I'll tell you what, Dennis, this is nice and comfortable. That's for sure. I should have brought my Olight bulb hook and magnet so I could hook it up on there. But this is this is comfortable. Yeah. So I've got the Olight top quilt. Seems to be working out pretty good. I'm pretty warm so far. I do have the heated jacket on though, so sit up. Got my schmog. It's down in there. It's on. So it is the heated vest. So that is on right now. Oh, I got to get back under these covers. All right, talk to you in a bit. All right, now I just woke up a little while ago. It's still raining. Tarp's doing good. Yeah, no issues. It's about 145 roughly. Yeah, I think when I looked a minute ago it was 142, so it should be about 145 now. Man, this Dennis was right. It's gonna be better than the hammock I had so far to date. Oh my gosh, there's so much room in here. I am loving it. The only thing I'm not loving is the cold weather. But other than that, man, this is an incredible, this is great. So, yeah, I felt right to sleep. And so far, this top quilt seems to be doing okay. I'm not freezing. Well, one leg pops out every once in a while. Tuck back in there. All right. Yeah. Make sure it's all tucked in around me. Because that's what makes a difference. That's when it's perfect. So, this little accessory thing here. Usually what happens is my Olight bulb, yeah, I start out with it here, laying on top of me, and then it falls down here. But I can stick it right up in this bag, this utility bag. So I've got this hanging right above me. So this is that one wind utility bag. Yeah, so I need to put that in like a little night light. Oh, look at that. All right. I'm going to go back to bed. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, just checking in again. I'll tell you what. So the top quilt, it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's rated to go down like my other one is. So that my knees getting cold, more so than with the other quilt. I have it in my backpack, but it's not cold enough that warrants me to get it. All right, because that's a lot of getting out, and exposing myself to more cold air and stuff, and things like that, and then getting back in here and getting sit up close. But the top quilt, or the under quilt, you can see right here, I've got that pulled up around pretty tight, snug, both sides, like here. And I've been laying, like I'm pulling this closed a little bit like this, and just like that, yeah. And then I've got my schmog on, and I'm breathing into that rather than breathing under my top quilt. So I got that. I pull this up like that. All right. So I just got up to use the facilities. That's one bad thing about getting older, is you got to go to the bathroom right around 3 or 3:30 in the morning, which I did. I could have gotten that other top quilt, but I've got it in a stuff sack. I don't want to pull it out and have to stuff it all back in the morning. So, like I said, it's not that cold, but I'm tolerating it. In other words, yeah. But this hammock is way comfortable, way comfortable. I like it. Yeah, my knee gets cold on my right leg. That's my stroke side. That's the side that was affected by the stroke. So I'm thinking it might be a circulation issue, but it does get cold. Even sitting in the house, up in the studio, it gets cold. To the touch is cold. It's not too bad. Yeah. All right. Back to sleep. All right. Oh. Chilly. That's what I did want to say before I went back to bed. This is I got the hammock or the backpack over in the seat there. So yeah, up off the ground. You can still see my breath, but it's supposed to get into the low 40s tomorrow. So I don't think it's gonna be like right now. I just checked. It's 35 degrees. It was 30 when we got here, so 29, 30. That's why it was snowing. But then it slowly turned to rain. It's still raining. You can hear it hitting the tarp. Yeah, it's gonna be a wet mess in the morning. A wet mess to clean up, definitely. All right. So like I said, I think when we make breakfast, it might be 38, 39, which will be better. That'll definitely be better than the in the 20s like we did a couple of last week and the week before. It was really chilly, so we got a little hot flash coming. If you can call it a hot flash. All right. Well, anyhow, back to bed. Put that back in my sack, my utility bag. Man, I like that ridge line. Whew, alrighty. So I just sat up in the hammock and swung my feet because it's about 6:15 in the morning and I want to just check things out and see how much snow's left. There ain't none. All right, let me turn this around and turn my headlamp on. But we got a river. There's an old was it a movie? A river runs through it. We got a river runs through our campsite, and my feet are in water. Hold on, I'll show you here. All right. So right down here, that is a swamp. Remember I said we're going to go from a winter wonderland to a swamp. Man, it's a good thing I put my my backpack up on the chair. Either that or would have been good to hang from a tree, but it would have got soaked. But yeah, the tarp's holding up perfect. But where's all the snow? It's gone. Yeah. Nowhere to be found. Not a drop of snow at all. Man, it's all water. Yeah. Yeah, it's all... Man, that's going to be a soaked mess. Yeah. Because that's deep. Yeah, it's a lot of water. Oh boy. All right, so we have about, let's see, turn you back around. We have about 40 minutes or so. Maybe an hour. I think sunrise is at 7:28, and what did I say it was 6:15? Yeah, so over an hour. So I'm gonna lay back down and go to sleep. All right. Brr. Yeah, it definitely warmed up throughout the night. I could tell, just because my feet got dry and now they're wet again. Well, my feet aren't wet, just my shoes are a little bit. Just because it's all wet down there, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna lay back down. All right. Yeah. Definitely raining. So it's 7:42. It doesn't look like it, but it's 7:42. A lot of rain. Lots and lots of rain. Yeah. So I think I'm definitely going to get the hammock packed away, and then we'll cook breakfast. I got breakfast in here. Like I said, I got eggs. I went ahead and put all that stuff in here last night. Oh. Get that out. Ooh. It's a nice little, I like that little shelf storage thing. So I got tortillas, I got cheese, I got butter, and then we got 2 eggs in here, so wrapped up in paper towel so they don't break. They were in my backpack and I was getting a little worried about them because moving the backpack around so much, I was worried they were going to crack. So I put them up in there, figured I'd store them there. All right, so let me get this hammock packed away. All right. Oh. It's definitely a dreary day. All right, like I said, it's gonna get at around 10 o'clock. I saw the weather says it's supposed to drop in temperature really fast and turn back into snow. So I can't believe all the snow's gone. There's a couple patches here and there, but I want to get breakfast eaten. I want to get everything packed away. It's a muddy mess. So I get everything packed away before the temperature drops and before that snow hits. All right, here we go. All right, get my headlamp off. I don't need that anymore. But, so I got everything packed away. Oh, there's headlights down there. Hold on, let me turn me around. Yeah, there's headlights right down there. They're hard to see in the camera, but I can see them. Yeah, so somebody's at that parking lot. Probably, I can't imagine them going for a hike or a walk or a bike ride or anything like that. I don't know what they're just sitting down there. Oh well, we gotta get breakfast made. So we got tortillas, we got eggs, cheese, butter, but I'm gonna get my water on for my coffee. So we're just using one of those Folger singles for our coffee. We're not going to do the French press again this morning, because I want to get this breakfast made. All right, so we'll heat that water up quick. Yeah, that car's still down there. It's just sitting there with its headlights on. I think my flame is low enough to, they're not going to see it. But I don't think they can see up through the woods here, or even be looking up through the woods to see what somebody's doing up here. It's warming the hands up nice. All right, I'll bring you back on when we're ready to start cooking. So my idea is I've got a couple eggs, and then I've got these pork belly bites. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put these in that pan. I got my coffee. Let me take a sip of this. All right. So my idea is to take this and put these in a pan, then throw the eggs in, and then I got a little bit of cheese, and then we got those. I'm gonna make breakfast wraps. All right. So, you can see this here. We got the burner going, that old cracking dated burner. It's just a portable burner, but I call it a flamethrower because that thing just puts out the heat. It's got like, I think 6,800 or something like that, W. I don't know what that stood for, but all right. So I'm gonna just pour some of these in there. Oh, they got an oxygen absorber. All right, I don't think I want that many of those. I don't know how this is gonna be, but like I said, I'm gonna put it in there. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have a spatula. Look at the pot sliding. Stay. I think I gotta level that table up. All right. And then I'm gonna throw the butter in. All right. Let me get this table leveled. All right. So, like I said, I don't have a spatula, but I got my spoon. All right. Let's get there. I want to throw some butter in the pan. Everything's better with butter. Got a little cube. I have this left over from when I made that steak for that food challenge. I'm going to throw all that whole thing in there. Oh, look at that simmering already. Oh. Yeah. There we go. So we got cheese. We got these eggs. Like I said, they're wrapped up in paper towels. Whew. I got them in a little cushion. All right, so I'm probably gonna scramble them. So I think we'll be all right without the without a spatula. Oh yeah. Get that back in the paper towel. Get the other one out. Yeah, car's still down there. Ooh, it's crackling. Hope they don't smell my food. So go ahead and bust them yolks up. And I'm just going to stir it around. So this is a non-stick pan. It's a nice pan for cooking. All right. Whew. Oh, starting to see my breath again. Yeah. So it's getting warm. Getting warm. It's getting cold. Getting warm. It's getting warm by this heat. I'm glad I'm doing this. I tell you what, I'm sounding happy, aren't I? Turn that up a little bit. Yeah. Because I can adjust the heat by lifting it up and down. I want to get this all scrambled. I'd say the biggest challenge we're going to have is laying out the tortillas to be able to wrap them. Oh, that smells good. Let's see, let's see it. So I don't like them too done, but I like them done. So we're going to give those just a second more. Grab my cheese. Turn that down a bit. Cheese. It's right here. And this is Cooper Sharp cheese. Oh, and we got about it. I get it cut nice and thick. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. I get it cut thick. But this is like a cup of ends. Ooh. Slap those right on there. Cover it. Alright, rather than staring at my head, I should be getting you down here at this plate. Alright, let me show you this. So I'm going to divide this into two. Ooh, I might just have to eat these right out of the pan. I don't know, we'll see. So maybe I could do it on here. Oh, you know what? I could do it on the table, but I think we're done. Yeah, they're done. Turn that off. Move that out of the way. Alright. I'm going to set this whole bottle down off of our workspace. Alright. So. Yeah. Woo, that rain's picking up. Definitely picking up. Oh yeah, we can do this right here. Boop. Yep. Look at that. We're all ready. So I'm going to just scrape one of these in here. So like I said, those are pork belly bites. Don't know what they're going to taste like. In a wrap with eggs. Now I'm going to use the other one. I'm going to throw that right over top of our eggs. Our pan. Put the plastic over top of it. Try to keep that warm. But here we go. All right. Oh yeah. They're outside of the car. I can see someone's got orange on. Maybe they're going hunting? I don't know. Didn't think you were going to hunt down here, but. Yeah. You can see that pork belly bite. Yeah. And the eggs. Cheese. So, the one Tiger Tarp, it did the job. It's still doing the job. It held up beautifully. We had snow. We had freezing rain, and we had rain. What better of a test is that, right? So I do recommend it. It is 2.0 approved. So this is the 10 by 13 tarp. You can go onto my storefront. I think it's on there. Should be under Hammock gear. Yep. Yeah, it's nice. Very, very nice. So basically everything that I use out here, including the pan, is generally on the storefront. If it comes from Amazon, I put it on the storefront because I like it, so I put it on there. If I don't like it, it doesn't go on there. So, well, you won't see it in the video, but once. Yeah, it's a good thing I wrapped up them eggs. It's a good thing I wrapped up those eggs with paper towels. So, that is a wet, muddy mess in front of me. That's why I'm sitting now out on the edge. You hear the rain hitting the tarp? I'm just under the edge of the tarp. I'm not getting wet. But I'll tell you what, when I go to take this down, it's a good thing I'm using those snake skins because I can flip the tarp over. I don't know if I'm going to coil up all the strings because I got it, when I get it home, I got to get it all out on the table and, or not on the table, all out of the bag and dry everything out. That's one thing about camping in the rain or snow, or, you know, when your stuff gets wet, you got to dry it out. Yeah, you can't leave it in the bag for the next time. So, all right. I'm going to sit here and finish these and drink my coffee. We're breaking down pretty quick. Hey, so we are all finished. We're soaked now. So we are all wet. Man, that didn't take too long to tear down, but I'll tell you what, the rain picked up, so it's definitely raining harder. Well, man, I want to say thanks a lot for coming along. That took me a little while. I'll probably talk about it on Sunday night. But last night when I fell, or yesterday when I fell, doing that, setting up the tarp, you remember I said, oh, I didn't film this part because I fell. Well, throughout the night, my wrist really swelled up, and it's black and blue. But I think when it got warmer, it started hurting. But yeah, so that took a little bit longer to tear everything down because I can't really push into that stuff bag with this wrist. But hey, that's all part of it, right? So we had a great time. I want to say thanks a lot for coming along. And you know, this is the last video of 2022. So it is a longer one. I apologize for that. But hey, it's a grand finale, right? All right. So hey, it's Thursday night. I'll see you Sunday for Sunday Night Live. And we do that every Sunday. And if you don't see it, you don't get a notification because you didn't hit that notification bell. But if you do hit the notification bell and you don't get notified on a Sunday, and it's 2 years from now, hey, I didn't put out a video, or I'm not going live. But if you ever want to know, it's you hit that notification bell. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and strike the music. And you know what that means. It's time to go. All right, we got our spot all cleaned up. Thanks a lot for coming along. Remember, it's one adventure at a time. Tony 2.0 out. Watching both of those making me cold. I hate the cold. Yeah, I do. All right, but we got a whole nother video. If you're ready, just let it play. Go to sleep if you want. But this last one is probably going to be the one that I think I enjoyed the most. Yeah, this one was really cool. All right, and it was a new spot too. Well, enjoy it, and I'll talk to you at the end. All right, see ya. Here it is. Let's go. Hey, Tony here, Random Adventures. Oh, went too far. 2.0, where are we at and what are we doing? Well, where we're at, we're in the mountain. What are we doing? Well, hey, we're hammock camping. I'm heading on down this little trail here, but man, look at that view. That's incredible. So this is a big drop off right over here, and you can see the ridge on the other side. This is kind of like an overlook. But it wouldn't be an overlook if there was leaves on the trees. We wouldn't see that. This time of the year is pretty cool because you get more views than you typically would. Look at the snow melting and that moss right there. Oh, wow. All right, well, enough talking. Let's get to camping. All right, let's head down the trail. Yeah, this trail here, oh, there's a little bit of footprints right there. So I do have the game cam with me, so we're gonna use that as well. You're navigating these rocks sticking out of the snow. If they're sticking up, I can see them, but if they're under the snow, I can't really see them. So this spot here, I was actually in the woods yesterday before we went Sunday Night Live, and I found this spot. And I liked it. And I wasn't sure how I was feeling or gonna feel today, but I was packing up in the studio yesterday, and I'm like, I gotta get out while the snow's still on the ground. And I thought, why not do a hammock camp? So that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, found this spot yesterday. I found one other one, but I like this one better. It sits down in, so I got background there. I got a view of the mountain on the other side. Yeah, so I'm thinking of using this tree right over here. I think. No, I'm gonna use this one. And then this one right here. Let me hit it with this one. And then that one right over there, I believe. Yeah, so we do have the sun. It's getting lower. It's about maybe 4 o'clock. So we're gonna lose light around. It's getting darker later and later. So we have some time, maybe about 2 hours total till it's dusk, but it does set down over that mountain right over there. But yeah, let me get this backpack off. So I don't want to set the backpack in the snow. Maybe I'll find, maybe that rock right back there. I'll take it off and put it on this rock. Ooh, look at that rock. It's all dry. That's good. I'll lay it right down like that. Oh, that's perfect.
All right, so we got to get our hammock out, but first I'm going to set up a tarp. Do I want to set up a tarp? I think so. Just not sure. I think it's supposed to rain overnight a little bit. So just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and set the tarp up. So that's the first thing we got to do. Let's get our ridge line out and get that up. Now this is a little bit of an incline here. So it's not the greatest spot for the hammock, but I like it because the other trees are just a little too far. I just got to watch stepping up and down on here. Ooh, so there's a little hole right there. I'm gonna stomp the snow down. All right, okay. Give this an untwist. These trees I can reach around pretty good, this size. Yeah, all right. So just pull this around and get it locked in place. Yeah, it should be high enough. All right, so we got some little sticks in the way. Don't want to trip on those. Boy, all the sticks that are down in the snow, I mean, they're soaked. There's a long one buried. Okay, I just clean up the area just a little bit. I don't want to throw that over there. It looks too pretty in the snow. I'll just carry this over here and get rid of it over here. Yeah, here's a couple sticks. Just put that over there. Maybe that'll dry for another time that I come up here. There's a couple, get these out of the way. Yeah, all right, these are just small ones. Yeah, you know, I like to look around and make sure there's nothing eye level that can poke you in the eye as you walk around at night. I always want to clear that spot. So the next thing we want to do is get our tarp out. So this is the 55 eighth-year backpack by Osprey. So I kept the ridge line up in the top here, but we're gonna unclip the flap and we're gonna pull our tarp out. Yeah, I'm trying not to get my bag in the snow, and I'm doing a good job of it, but you know what? Let me get that ground cloth out so I can set the backpack on it. I keep that on the top up here and the other side. So on the Osprey, you got two pouches, and this is in the other one here. So this is the, it's like a ground cloth, but it's also, it opens up pretty big. And you can stick your backpack inside of it if it's raining. Now, I just looked, it's not supposed to rain, but you can never trust that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out and just throw my backpack on this because I can stand it up against the tree. Maybe the one behind me here. So it does have a zipper that goes on three sides of it, so you can unzip it and open it up real big. And it does have places you can stake it down to the ground. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, don't wanna fall over my backpack. I'm just gonna lay it there just to keep the bottom of the backpack dry so we can pull our stuff out of the top. Oh, there we go. Knock my trekking poles down. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's get our tarp up next. Well, that snow is a little slippery. So we just got Prusik knots on there. We're gonna hook our carabiners to. The carabiners on the end of the tarp. And we're just gonna walk it on out. Oh, I guess I got to open it, the bag. Yeah. Come on, there we go. And then once if you leave the prusik knots about where you take the tarp down from, you can get them pretty close every time. So that's one of the nice things. Clip that on there. There we go. So I'm just gonna pull it this way, get it nice and taut. Okay, that's looking good. Now I just gotta go around and stake it down. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can't see the log that's underneath here, but there's a log right there. I just gotta be very careful I don't slip on that like I did last year. Yeah, okay. So, guy lines next. There's our tarp. So we're tied to that tree right over there. You can see the top of the tarp. I did put a little carabiner clip on the top there in the middle of the ridge line just to keep it up a little bit more. Then in that corner we'll run over just to a little twig tree, and then again right over here just to a little twig tree, because I didn't have to use any of my ground spikes, which is good because there's a lot of snow right here. So now it's time, let's get our backpack, rest this stuff out of it so we can get to our hammock. Usually I'll put my hammock closer to the top, but the way I packed yesterday, wasn't sure what kind of camping I was gonna do, so I gotta get the rest of this stuff out of here. So we got our little Trilogy table. And then in here, I've got the game cam. So we gotta find a place to set this up. So I'm gonna lay that to the side because we gotta get our hammock up. Oh, and we got our food. Oh, wait till you see what we're having tonight. Give that buckle strap a tug. All right, we're all set up with our hammock. Man, I almost tripped over that 3 times now. I don't think I can move it. Oh, yeah, I can. Here we go. Oh, that's a big stick. All right, I'll just lay that right there. Perfect. All right, that's a lot better. All right, so we got the under quilt here. This is the camping blanket. It actually snaps in right here. So we're just gonna unsnap it and give this a sit. So we got it all unsnapped there, except for the one end there and one end over here. So the hammock is right in the middle. So I'm just gonna grab the hammock and the under quilt, give that a pull, push the top blanket back, and so moment of truth. Ooh, that's nice. I think that's set up pretty good. So I might raise it just a little bit. I mean, my feet are touching the ground, so that's good. Let's see. Get a little swing going. Oh, very nice. Yep. So we're perfect. So I'm probably going to lay with my head this way because I'll be able to see that way the sun coming up. I think that's going to work. All right, well, before it gets too dark, I want to get the game cam set up. Not sure where I'm going to do it. I really didn't see any tracks on the way in. I mean, we saw those little, might have been a chipmunk or something, but I'm looking for a bigger trail and I don't see any. Okay. And to look back at camp, see the sun's getting lower. So we're going to swing around here. Like I said, no tracks in the snow whatsoever. I'm looking around the base of trees. I don't want to just get squirrels. I'd like to get something bigger. But we're going to take a little walk and then I'll show you where I end up setting it up. We're going to walk back the way we came a little bit. Even though I didn't see anything. I never know. So there's a trail right here. It runs along this ridge, and it's pretty far away from camp. I'd say about maybe 50 yards. So I'm going to set the camera up right over here. Let me show you that. So I'm right off the trail. You can see it right here. I got it open because I got to set it. Now, the last time that we did this, we had this on a 10-second delay. And we have the side sensors that are working. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Powering up. I'm going to hit start. Preparing for motion detection. Perfect. Close. A little bit on of an angle there down the trail, so if anything comes that way, so we gotta hurry up and get out of here before it picks us up and records us. So there's the trail, there's our cam over there on that one tree. I don't know if it just started recording us, but it should only be for 50 seconds and then it'll reset. Yeah, it's a nice one. It does. During the day you get color, and at night then we've got black and white. Because it will pick up quite a distance too. I'm hoping we catch something. All right, let's get back down here to camp. I didn't take my trekking poles because I have both arms and don't got weight on my back. So I had the game cam. I put this in this knit cap, kind of just keep it protected from everything in my bag. All right, well, let's get dinner going. How about that? All right, we're gonna cook that over there. I think that'll work right there. Okay, yeah, it's time to get cooking. Sun, like I said, it's going. Well, you can see it's going down. So I used to bring a stool, a camp chair. I still will sometimes, and I've got that stool that I use to sit on. I'll still do that sometimes, but lately I've found just sitting in the hammock is nice. Less to pack, one, but also you can, while food's heating up or something like that, you can just lean over this way, and you don't necessarily have to sit like this all the time. So we've got the Trilogy table right here, and I thought I'd go a little old school, back to some roots there. So I don't think we're going to need this. It's not windy. This is a wind guard. I don't believe we're going to need this because there's no wind. Perfect. All right. So what are we having, and how are we cooking it? So we are having, I'll tell you in a second, because it's in the bag there. I want to get this out. But all we got to do is heat up some water. So I went back to our titanium cup. This is a 750 ml titanium cup. And inside of it, we have our, well, lighter. Oh, throw that on the ground. So we've got our, it's like a BRS burner on the top. It's a micro burner, very light. So the whole cook setup is right here. So we got our gas bottle, or right there. It's got legs that just flip up. And we're just going to heat up water, because what are we having? Here's the rest of the cup. I'm sure you know what a cup looks like. But we got the mesh. It all comes packed like that. So this is the complete size of it. And weight-wise, very minimal. So there's a lot of different kinds of hiking and camping. There's those that, you know, bring a lot of stuff because they're not going too far, but most through hikers will use this setup here. If you're going from, you know, point A to point B, and then going from point B to C to D to E, and all the way through the alphabet if you're going that far. But if you're not going right back, like camping out, like camp in, camp out, like I'm doing overnight. But this is a great option if you're going distance, very light. All right, so that's what we're cooking with. But like I said, what are we having? Oh, it's in this bag. All right, let me pull it out. You can hear some birds. So we're having a rehydrated meal. So this is, oh, what kind is it? Well, it's Farm to Summit. This is a great company. This is in Durango, Colorado, but very environmentally friendly, and you know, actually they use very fresh from the farmers ingredients. So they'll go and they'll collect, you know, blemished or just, you know, overproduction on fruits and vegetables, and then they package it in this pack here that can actually it's biodegradable, combustible. So very cool. What are we having? What is it? Well, let me put it down on the table and you can see it. 3 bean chili and cornbread. All right, so we just got to add water. There's about 800 calories. Look at that, 39 grams of protein. But this is 2 servings. So it's 3 bean chili and cornbread. Their meals are really cool. So the cornbread's going to be in a separate package. I've never had this one before. So, well, the only thing we got to do is we got to heat up some water in our titanium cup. Let me grab the water. Yeah, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll start the stove and then I'll pour the water. And people were saying, hey, get your stove going first. Yeah. That way you're not wasting gas. That's a great, great thing. Yeah, don't want to waste gas. Nope. All right. So we're going to get the lid on. Going to let that heat up. And then we're going to add that to our bag. I'm going to open it up and pull out everything that's in there. I want to read the instructions as well. Ooh, we're almost there. Okay, so I just opened it up. It says remove the cornbread. Look at that cornbread. Oh, it's like a crouton right now. So you're supposed to remove the cornbread. Look at that, 2 big pieces of cornbread. Here I'm hitting the table like a rock. Oh, and this is the oxygen absorber. We want to get rid of that. Take that out there, put that with the other trash. Now this is what it, you can hear me scraping around in here. So this is all dried. Let me let you. You want to see down in there? All right, I really get the camera different. Yeah, it's all dried. So we got to rehydrate that, but you can see down in there, kinda, not really. Oh, there you go. That's a good look at it. You see the beans in there. So 3 bean chili. You just got to add our water and give it a stir, and then let it sit. Yeah, just looking at the sky, boy, that looks really nice. We're gonna have a good color in the sky tonight for our evening. Ooh, we definitely got a boil there. Let's turn that down. Well, actually, all the way off. About 14 ounces of water. Let's get it poured in. I'm gonna give it a little pour. I think that's about right. Ooh. Nice stir. Dig down in those corners. And then we're gonna seal it up. And we're gonna hold on to it because my hands are a little cold. And this is nice and warm. Yeah. So right now it looks a little soupy. Now what you're supposed to do with the cornbread, it says to seal it up next. And then let me read this, because I thought this was pretty cool. So we gave it a seal. So this is what we're supposed to do. So you reseal the bag, And then next step is you're gonna stir and reseal. That's what we just did. Then I like this part. This is a cool company. They said, marvel at life for the next 15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to marvel at life for the next 15 minutes and let it sit. Okay, well, I'm going to watch the sunset. Yeah, it's a nice sunset. Looking at the camera and then looking this way, in the camera, it's way lighter than it is over there. It's actually darker over there because the sun's setting over there. So, yeah, it's one thing about lighting. It doesn't always give you a true effect of what the surrounding is. All right, so we're going to give this open. Oh, that smells good. Okay, so we're supposed to drop the our little cornbreads in here. So I'm going to drop those in. And then we're going to give it a stir and then submerge the cornbread. And then let it sit for 2 more minutes. While we're waiting for those 2 minutes. 2 minutes isn't very long, but I've got this ridge light. This is from Haven. I got it, but yeah, I've never had a ridge line light. So it goes from one end to the other. When I was down at HangCon, I saw it. So I got to get a battery bank out and get this hooked up. Maybe I'll do that while I'm waiting. Ah, what do you think? That's our ridge light. Look at all that light it gives us. All right, so it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to open it up. Oh, yeah, that smells really good. Okay. Ooh, well, our cornbread softened up. It definitely did. Okay, so I am going to take a bite of this because I want to taste it before I do something to it. But, oh, look at it steaming. Looking good. Farm to Summit 3-bean chili and cornbread. That's really good. It's got a little bit of kick to it. Yeah, it does. So it is spicy. Most people like spicy. Yeah, that's got a little bit of spice. Oh, that's good. That's very good. So I did bring Tabasco sauce just in case. I'm giving it a minute because I can feel it tickling my throat now. Yeah. Ooh, that's got some nice heat to it. It's not too hot, but I do like the flavor of Tabasco. I can drink that right off a spoon. Make a teaspoon of that and just drink it. Yeah, that's. I don't know if I need Tabasco. Oh, very good. So that's dinner. Yeah, definitely getting dark. Like I said, in the camera, looks like we got a blue sky. It's middle of the day. But no, the sun's down. It's gone over the mountain. We got our fairy light. I can dim this. Yeah, let's dim it down. So we can dim it down. That'll work out perfect for us. Yeah, it will. Okay, I'm going to finish our chili. Bring it back after a little bit. Yeah, what a good night this is. It's getting down there. That's why I had this up over me for a little while. This is the camp blanket. It's buttoned on the back side, so I can't pull it, you know, all the way over, and it would flop up in the back because it's all snapped to the other side here. So, yeah, that's perfect. And then I've got it snapped on the two ends still. And I just, every once in a while, just throw, you won't be able to see me, but I just throw it over me and I sit in here like this, stay all nice and warm. Yeah. Ooh, that's nice and cozy. Yeah. And I've got this about half strength. Ooh, how about this? This is the new camp hat. So I finally found the legacy hat, like old camp hat. But it was blank. I found it blank. Oh, and if you don't know what a legacy hat is, look how floppy that is. So this is a new camp hat. I took it down, I drew that up, and they embossed it right on there. They stitched it right in about 5,000 stitches. And then I stressed the ends. It doesn't look cool. So it's not old camp hat, it's new camp hat. And camp hat is going to go in the bag soon, and I'm going to get my knit cap on because I can feel the back of my head getting cold. That's why I had this all the way up here. I keep hearing that. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I have an idea. All right, well, I'm going to get my headlamp on. Maybe we'll take a walk over there. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's too far away. No. Okay. Well, burr. My hands. I got to get my other hat on. Okay. I got our other hat on. So this is my North Face. Ooh, that's warmer. Definitely warmer. I'll get it on there right. There we go. So I grabbed the headlamp. So I'm going to leave the pack over there. I've got my backpack in it. I didn't zip it up just so I can flap it open and grab anything out of there. But I keep hearing that noise. All right, let's go. I gotta get my headlamp on. All right, so I've got my headlamp on it, set at the highest setting. Right there's my bag. Remember I said I was gonna put my bag in it, so my backpack's in there, but look at my trekking pole. That was just leaning up against the tree. Oh man, I don't know what that is. That noise, I mean, I heard it. It sounded like it scurried up a tree, and if it's what I'm thinking, I don't know. We'll see if we can find it. Oh, wait, there it is. Just in the tree. I don't want it to see me. Oh, right there in the middle. What? It is. It's a Tony Chocolonely candy bar. All right, so that's an adult. All right, that's the big one. So they say they climb in trees. Oh, look at the tracks going up to it. Usually if you find one in a tree, I want to tell you, look around because sometimes they've got a whole nest. And I don't know if it's in the rocks, but it's usually not too far away. Oh, wait, there it is. Right, get down. Look, I don't want to get them to run, but right there on top of that rock, I think we found the whole nest of Tony Chocolonies. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, they're tiny Tony Chocolonies. Look at that. All right, well, I'm not going to take them all. I'm just going to take one. All right, let's grab that green one. I don't know what kind that is. Oh, I don't think we woke the other ones up. All right. Oh, let's get them back. I got to hide it, so I'm going to walk by that big one. No, we're just going to get back to camp. Oh, we got dessert. So we found a whole nest of Tony Chocolonies. All right. Well, so if you guys know, I found a Tony Chocolonely candy bar. That's the big one. I never knew that they were a thing, but they are very good chocolate from Belgium. And yeah, when I was down in Florida for HangCon, I had gone to World Market and I saw a whole bag of tiny Tony Chocolonies. so these are little guys. Yeah, it's a big candy bar. I gave those away up in New York on our meetup. I bought a couple cases of them. Yeah. Oh, here it is. I get a little closer. So here's the little Tony Chocolonely. They're little ones. Imagine that. And we got a whole nest of them. I know right where you're at. All right. So I'm going to have my Tony Chocolonely. That's going to be our dessert. Oh, burr. I was going to have a cup of coffee. Oh, what kind of coffee is that? Oh, I'll show you that in the morning. Because I think we'll have coffee in the morning. I am going to have breakfast. I got that in this bag here. Is our red bag, our dry bag. Our red dry bag is breakfast. And I do have the overnight oats. It's the blueberry vanilla. But I'm not going to make them as overnight oats. Because it says you can eat them cold, do it overnight, or you can do it in the morning. I've had it twice as overnight oats, soaked it, prepped it at night, ate it in the morning. But I want to do it hot. So I want to get up in the morning, we'll heat up some water. It's going to take a little bit more prep time in the morning, but that's okay because we got time. All right, I'm going to eat my Tony Chocolonely. Ooh, there it is. If you want to see this, let me get it out of that thing. Oh, it's a little round disc of chocolate goodness. Oh, Tony Chocolonely. And I'm just going to eat one. I'll let the rest of them over there get bigger. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Our catch of the day. Yum. Very good chocolate. All right. Talk to you later. In the distance, I hear geese. It's getting late. I'm probably going to climb in the hammock. Get nice and warm. My feet are the only thing that's cold right now because, obviously the snow's right there. All right. Well, I think it'll be lights out not too long from now. Yeah. Oh, look how this light illuminates all this. Yeah, and it's not even at the brightest setting. Let's see what the brightest setting looks like. That's the brightest setting. Man, that throws a lot of light. Yeah, it does. Very cool. So it's time to crawl in the hammock and go to bed. All right, get the top quilt fold all the way back so I don't sit on it. Yep. Oh, and pull myself up a little bit this way. All right, so I'm going to swing my feet in. Oh, my leg brace got caught on the hammock. Oh. Now, most of y'all know, some of you don't. I do sleep with my shoes on in the hammock. I know I should take them off, but I do have a leg brace on my right side because of the stroke, and that's just the way I do it. All right, so I think my green light's still on. Yeah, it is. I'll turn that off. Oh, we're going all kind of lights. That's red. One more. There we go. All right. Oh, man, I'm liking this ridge light. I really like that. That's nice. Yeah, so I put the switch up now up here. So all we got to do now is say lights out. If nothing happens throughout the night, I'll see you in the morning. Okay? Lights out. Ooh, good night. Yeah, a little while ago I heard Canadian geese. So maybe I'll hear some more. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got up for my 2 to 3 o'clock nightly call. I'm gonna climb back in the hammock. I just wanted to spin you around and show you how dark it is. Let me go close the headlamp. That's how dark it is. Yeah, but that's with the headlamp. Well, I'll tell you, very peaceful. I heard some noises. I think that's what woke me up. But just noises of the woods. All right, gonna climb back in the hammock. Good night. I'm telling you, good morning. This must be a geese fly-through area. I heard them this morning a couple times. I heard it last night when I went to bed, and then again this morning. Oh, good morning. Oh, isn't that a beautiful sunrise? Yeah, I just been laying here for a little while. Before I brought you on, yeah, nice and toasty in here. Yeah, that was a good night's sleep. Yes, it was. All right, well, it's time for coffee. And I think we're going to make that blueberry vanilla overnight oats. Delicious oats is the one it is. Yeah. And then it's that different coffee that I've got that I want to show you. Oh, it's over on the table. Yeah, it is. It's a bottle. It's called Pop and Bottle. Lisa and I were out at the grocery store the other afternoon, and I saw it. And I was like, oh, hon, look at this. And she was like, oh, get it. And I said, yeah, I'm going to get it. So they had 3 flavors. I did put a link in the description in case you wanted to see what it looked like or, read more about it. But, yeah, this is a classic coffee super concentrate. Makes 16 cups. So it's a bottle of concentrate. And we're going to just heat up some water. We'll pour this in and then, drink some coffee. We'll see how it is. And then I've got, this is Anthony's powdered milk. So I've got some powdered milk here that we're going to put in. Well, I'm going to put in. I usually drink it black, but thought I'd try that. Yeah. I thought the sun was going to come up over there, so I had to move the time lapse because it was coming up over there. I thought, and it's coming up over there. It just said over there last night. Now it's coming up over there. Oh, would have figured. So I moved it, so we saw a little bit of it. Yeah. All right. Well, let me get up. Get the water going. So I'm going to do enough water for both. Yeah. I said that sun coming up this morning. It's beautiful. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. Little breezy, just a little on the breezy side. But like I said, we're going to make enough water for both. Oh, we got to go get our game cam. So I know we're going to eat that oatmeal hot, So it's delicious oats. Usually you overnight soak them, but you can do both. You can overnight soak, and you can add hot water. So we're going to do it with the hot water, but maybe we'll get that going. Get it out of the bag. We'll get that going, and then we'll walk and get our game cam. Take a look to see if we got anything. I don't know if we did or not, but it was a full moon this past weekend. But last night, the moon actually was out. I didn't see it when we went to bed, or when I got up at 2, I never looked. Yeah, but it was out. I woke up a little bit around 4 o'clock in the morning just for a minute, and the moon was over there. I was going to try to get a shot of it, but it doesn't pick it up good on the camera, and I already had it set up for a time lapse. So, oh well. We got sunrise. Well, part of it. Hearing birds. So this delicious oats, it says to add 11 ounces of boiling water. So that's what I'm going to do. As soon as it boils, I think we're getting close. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of steam, but not a boil yet. So add boiling water and then stir it and then seal it for 12 minutes. 12 minutes, that'll give us enough time to walk up there and get the game cam. While our oats are soaking and cooking, oh, there's our bag. Did real good overnight. Oh, in the sun. Look at the sun reflection on the snow. That's awesome. All right, so let's go get our game cam and see what we picked up, if we picked anything up. There we are. Ooh, open it up. Turn it off. Well, I checked the game cam and we got absolutely 0. So we didn't get anything with a game cam. Oh well, maybe next time. All right, so it's still steamy. I got enough for a little bit of a coffee, but it's been 12 minutes at least since we walked up there, and oh, the oats puffed up. Yeah, they did. Ooh, that's warm. Okay, I'm gonna give it open. Oh yeah, that's done. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't see it. I'll get my titanium spoon. Okay, now I've had these both cold, but never hot. So I said I've had them both. I've had them cold, but never hot. Ooh. And they're steaming. Look at that. Ah, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, that's going to be good. That is going to be good. Because I know what they taste like, hot, cold. Yeah. Blueberry vanilla is pretty delicious. Yeah, that I had the chocolate, cherry chocolate, and then the apple cinnamon. But I was waiting to taste this one. This has definitely got the 2.0 approval. Oh, so did that Summit, Farm to Summit meal last night, that 3-bean chili. That was good. All right, let me get some coffee. So makes up to 16 cups. So Let's see, calling all at home baristas. Craft the perfect cup in seconds, just 1 tablespoon for super concentrate. Okay, so we got Americano, 6 ounces of hot water, 1 tablespoon of concentrate, iced coffee. Oh, so you can make regular coffee, iced coffee, latte. So, yeah. All right. Well, I got a little bit more than 6 ounces of water. I think that was a tablespoon. Yeah. You can use 1 to 2 tablespoons, it says, but I'm just taking a quick little measure. Ooh, that looks good. That was quick. Salute. Good morning. That's pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good. So I said I was going to put cream in it. I don't think I'm going to. Yep, it just got that powdered milk. Yeah, that's pretty good coffee. Oh, I took the headlamp off. Walking around with a headlamp on. It's the middle of the morning, right? Okay, so I'm going to finish eating my breakfast, drink my coffee, then, hey, we got to get packed up and get on out of here. Oh, this Ridgeline light was cool last night. Yeah, it was. It flew right over. Coming after my blueberries. Oh, he landed in a tree way over there. He's a hollering. Okay, give our spot a once over, see how it looks. Make sure we didn't forget anything. Every once in a while, I hear about people leaving their ridge line on the tree because that's the last thing you take down is the ridge line. First thing you put up, last thing you take down. So there's been a many ridge lines left in the trees. All right, so all we've got to do now is hike on out of here. All right, let me get my trekking poles ready. Okay. Man, this was a great spot. I want to say, hey, thanks a lot for coming along. I really appreciate it. I enjoy every time we get out here and get to camp. This was a great camp. I tell you what, overnight the snow melted some. It's getting to be spring. And this has got to be a flyway for Canadian geese. I've been hearing them all night, all yesterday, all morning this morning. Oh, I got to comb my beard. All right, well, hey, the only thing we got to do yet is cue the music. There it is. Oh, and geese. All right, so hey, thanks a lot for coming along. I'm having trouble talking this morning. All right, so remember, it's just one adventure at a time. If you can't get out and have your own adventure, keep coming along with me. I think we're having an awesome time. All right, again, hey, well, if you think about it, and if you haven't done it yet and you've been watching and haven't hit that subscribe button, would you consider doing it? Maybe hit that like button too, and, well, why not? Hit the notification bell, all right? That way, you'll get notified anytime we do a video. And you never know what we're going to be doing. We can be car camping, stealth camping, dispersed camping, hammock camping, camping in an abandoned building. Well, I don't know what we're going to do next. So for now, Tony 2.0 out. Wake up. Hey, I want to say thanks a lot for coming along on these 3 winter camps. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe tell me down in the comments what you liked the most. And maybe you noticed a little bit of difference because it was 3 different years of camping. And from the first one to the last one, you could see I'm getting better at it. With not only just camping, with filming it too. All right, well, hopefully we got a video next week. Stick on. There's a ton of videos, a whole bunch of them. And if you like this kind of stuff, I'd really, really appreciate it if you become a part of the 2.0 family and hit that subscribe button right there. Well, it's not really right there. You got to hit it down there somewhere. Well, you know where it's at. All right. Well, we will see you, and welcome to the 2.0 family. All right. You have a great week. See ya.